Coach Lue. Michael Pina, Vice Sports. Did you consider shifting Kevin Love to the 5 in the fourth quarter when your offense was bogging down a little bit, or was Tristan Thompson's defense and his offensive rebounding too valuable to turn away from?
Yeah, both.
Tim in the back right.
Hi, Tim Reynolds with the AP. What was the mood at halftime? You guys controlled some pretty lengthy stretches of the first half, and to only be up 6, what was your level of concern, I guess, at that point?
No, I thought we played a good first half, and they're going to make runs. That's what this team does. To be up 6 at half, after being up 13 in that first half, but they're going to make runs. We understand that. And just in the third quarter, I think transition hurt us because we took a couple bad shots, and they got out early in transition. Won that quarter by 8. So we've been doing pretty good in the third quarter, but tonight we wasn't that good.
Dave in the front.
David McMenamin, ESPN. Ty, when Kevin Durant hit that wing 3, did you think back to Game 3 of last year? And I know the game is 48 minutes long, but how much do you think that moment signified that they were going to go up 3-0?
It was a big shot. He was 4 or 5 feet behind the line, and he raised up and made a big shot for him. So, kind of like he did last year.
Third row in the center.
Coach, Cedi Osman was a starter during the regular season many times, but he didn't get a minute tonight and many other nights during the playoff. Was there any reason?
I don't understand your question.
The Cedi Osman.
Yeah.
During the regular season, he was a starter many times, but at the playoffs, he wasn't a starter and he didn't get much minute.
Yes.
Was there any reasons, or if he plays, you think it could be a little better for your team?
Cedi was good for us this year, having a chance to be a rookie and getting some quality minutes. But, a lot of guys was hurt and a lot of guys are out when he was getting those minutes. So he got a chance to get his feet wet, but he hasn't played much in the playoffs, no.
Joe over here.
Joe Varden, Cleveland.com. Ty, this is twice in 2 years now in Game 3 where Kevin Durant just foils an otherwise a really good effort from you. And it would seem obvious, but can you put into words just the difference that he makes on that team that already had those 3 All-Stars before he arrived last year?
It's a big difference. He's, one of the best one-on-one players in our league, top 2 best players in our league. And, holding Steph to 11 points and Clay to 10, you would think you would win that game. So the guys did a good job on those 2 guys. And, I thought Durant hurt us, with his one-on-one, getting to the free throw line a little bit. But his one-on-one ability really, saved them again tonight.
You guys have been really close twice, and they almost lost the Western Finals. But when you prepare for a team like this, what's it like to measure them all up and say, well, if we account for him, and him, we still have to guard Durant?
It's some obstacles, but, I thought we did a good job. Like I said, I thought Durant got away from us a little bit. He made 6 threes, a lot of them off the dribble, tough shots that were contested. So, they make tough shots. That's what they do. And doing a good job on Clay and Steph and, having Durant go off, that hurt us. And like you said, it hurt us last year as well. So, we blitzed them a little bit early. And then when they brought Iguodala in at the 4 and Draymond at the 5, it's tough to blitz with those guys because they can make plays once you put 2 on the ball. So it's a fine line, but, he played a good game.
Ken, fourth row on the left.
Ty, Kenny Rhoda, WHBC, over here. The runs that they put together at the end of the first and second quarter, how much do you think that really hurt you guys? It seemed like you should have had a bigger lead, and it was only 6 at halftime.
They're a team of runs. We've been doing this for the last 4 or 5 years. They go on runs, and they have great spurt ability. If you turn the basketball over, take a bad shot, they make you pay, and they capitalize. So we just got to try to minimize their runs as much as possible, and I thought we did that, and made some runs of of our own. But that run to end the first half was tough, kind of cutting it to 6 when we had the game under control. So hats off to them.
And Ty, the slip screens that they're running, they're getting a lot of easy layups. Again, is that lack of communication, or what can you point to there?
Just got to be better.
Steve over here on the right side.
Steve Ashburner, NBA.com. For a guy like Rodney Hood, who's a fresh wrinkle to this series, how much of his performance was due to the newness and maybe Golden State not having to really game plan for him versus something that's sustainable as you go forward?
I'm very happy for Rodney. You know, played a good game. He was aggressive, attacking the basket, and he gives you a guy who can shoot the basketball from three and also put the ball on the floor. So I thought he did a good job of attacking tonight, and you know, it gave us a lot of momentum throughout the course of the game.
Is it a situation where a guy like that is playing catch-up to sort of get in the rhythm of the series, particularly on defense?
I'm not sure.
Over here in the second row on the aisle.
Following up on that, Ty, if somebody had said that Rodney was going to get 15 on 7-11 shooting and 6 rebounds, by the way, Ray Jeske, ESPN 990, I think you would have said, and everybody else in Cav Nation, sign us up for that. What gave you the idea, given that he could do that, to insert him is kind of a big surprise to have the performance, given how he's fallen out of the rotation? What allowed you to think that this could happen?
Well, Rodney's very talented. We know that, and just from watching the 5-on-5 games, those guys play every day, and just seeing him get his work in and playing in those games, being aggressive, getting his offensive scoring and stuff back. And he's been great in those games, and you know, just thought we'd give him a shot, and he made the most of it, and just happy for him.
We have last two, one in the front, and Marla.
Ty Ashley Bastock, NBC News Radio. You guys still won the rebounding battle tonight, but in that third quarter, they out-rebounded you 14-6. How much do you think that played a role in them finding their offensive rhythm?
A big role. I think, you know, we took some bad shots, and sometimes a bad shot is just as good as a turnover because we're not expecting it, and they get out in transition and get easy baskets. So us missing some shots and taking some bad shots, they was able to capitalize on it.
Marla, last question.
Marla Ridenour, Akron Beacon Journal. With so many things that seem to go right, is this just as disappointing as the first one?
They're all disappointing, but you know, we played well. You know, they made some runs, we made some runs, and just Katie had an exceptional night. But I thought our guys did a great job of fighting and you know, sticking to the game plan. You know, outside of a couple of breakdowns here and there, but. Like I said, the whole Steph to 11 and Clay to 10, you know, he did a good job in that regard, but, you know, got to do a better job on KD.
Thank you, Coach. Just a reminder.